Hey guys, Big T here again, and this is part 2 of me diving into the game files. If you didn't see part 1, we covered the text files that we found in the game files. Big shout out to Hero Sammich for getting those to me. He's stepping back from the game, but he told me that when he finds the models in the updates and that, he's going to let me know, and then I can put a video and show you what we find. When he came to me with these files, he had found pretty much everything in the models that was new. He didn't really get into the text files, so when we dug around, we got pretty excited. We found some references to some items called artifacts that will boost, give you a boost to your team. Now, right now, your team is you got some synergy bonuses, but it sounds like they're coming out with something called alliances, which is going to be like a guild. Kind of, if you go back, if you haven't seen the first part, go back and check it out. There's a text file that has some details on what the alliances are and that. But yeah, it sounds pretty exciting. You're going to be able to build a team and then maybe use these artifacts, and then you get a team ranking, which is going to give you rewards. It even looks like maybe there might be some characters in those rewards. Pretty cool stuff. Now, there's before we get into the models, in the text files, if you watch that video, there's references to Nova. Now, I mentioned Nova, maybe New Mutants. I was wrong. It was New Warriors that Nova was part of, and then later on, he was part of the Nova Corps, which, if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, that's the John Riley. He's in the Nova Corps. He wasn't Nova, but there wasn't even a mention of Nova. So maybe Guardians of the Galaxy 2 might see the Nova Corps back with Nova. But here's a picture of the character. Pretty cool looking. He's like a human rocket. He's got some pretty big potential as a character, but there's no model, so we probably won't see him anytime soon. The other one was a mention of Jean Grey. Most comic guys are familiar with her. That's the Phoenix, Jean Grey there. Miss Marvel, she was also a Marvel Girl. She was also called. Not Miss Marvel. That was the Captain Marvel nowadays. But yeah, that's Jean Grey, and there's mention of her. No model again, so we'll see when she shows up. And now let's go over to. I got set up with this 3D program. It's called DAS Studio. I'm not well versed. I got kind of a quick tutorial, and most of the work was done for me. All I have to do is turn on the characters here. If you see on the left here, I got a list of all of the current and upcoming models. We spent the time and set up the guys that we haven't seen much of yet. So let's start off with Agent Venom. So there's Agent Venom. That's the not the Eddie Brock Venom. It's the Flash Thompson. Comes back from the war, and then he takes over the Venom character, and he's kind of a cross between Venom and I guess you say like a Punisher kind of a guy. And let's do a render here. So that's what he looks like. Pretty cool. He's got guns and all kinds of neat stuff, so he's one that I'm excited to see what they do with. And I'm doing this. I wanted to show the Hero Sammich did a video of just the renders. This gives us a little more detail. I can zoom in and we can kind of show you a little bit better of what he is. So let's get rid of Agent Venom. Let's do Black Widow. Oh no, she's not. We didn't set her up, so she's in the video. I don't know exactly how to change them from white, so we'll skip her. But you guys know her. She's in the Avengers. Redhead. Nothing that I'm too overly excited about. What else do we got here? Colossus Unstoppable. Now that one, you can probably see looks like Colossus with Juggernaut's. Juggernaut, if you're familiar with the comics, his power comes from his helmet. That gives him his strength and immunity to Professor X. Haven't read the newest comics, but I'm guessing at some point Colossus must have took his helmet or something, because that'd be pretty interesting. A Colossus with Juggernaut's helmet could be pretty unstoppable, I must say. So that's him. Let's do a quick render. Pretty cool looking. Again, I don't know if he's going to make it into the game at all, and if he does, it doesn't look like he's done, because if you look at his six-pack here, it looks like they haven't lined all of the textures up yet, so looks like maybe they might be still working on him. Alright, let's drop him out, and what next? Daredevil. Let's look at Daredevil. That's another guy that I'm really excited to see. I'm a big Daredevil fan. He's the movie they did of him didn't do him justice, but he looks pretty cool. Should be some pretty good moves. Again, if you look at the mesh, it doesn't look like you can see in the way they divide the mesh up. It looks like it's not matching up perfectly. So he might be one that that's still getting worked on. Daredevil. So that's the Daredevil. Then we've got Deadpool. Now Deadpool is in the game, but they're going to release Deadpool the X-Force. He joined X-Force and got rid of his red costume and went with this black and white or black and gray. Again, it's going to be kind of cool, because on my my main account, my very first one, I never got the Deadpool, and I'm going to be taking care of Hero Sammich's account, and he says he's not going to play anymore, but I'm gonna use it, and if this comes out, I'll tell him to send me over $1 or $2, and we'll get that into his account too. If they fix the arena, we'll definitely see him back. He's a big esports guy, so if they can fix that, those are the guys that they want in the game, because they bring a lot of credibility to the arena portion of these games. So that's Deadpool. We got Doctor Strange. Looks like he's just about ready to come out. He in the text files in part 1, we see that his moves and everything are all listed there. So he we should be seeing him anytime. Again, he's gonna have some cool stuff. He's of course Mystic, and if you know the comics, he's got quite a bit of power behind him. So there's Doctor Strange. What else we got? Elektra. He's from day one. They've shown his face. You're gonna recognize his face if you've been playing Versus. He's the guy that's facing off against Spider-Man in the Versus picture. The 1v1 shows him and Spider-Man facing off. he's okay looking. I think they could have done more with the model, but it's not bad. I don't know why he decided to go with a blue mask and a green with his green suit. If you know, remember the comics, he originally had a green mask with the yellow lightning sticking out. But that's maybe they wanted to kind of match him up to the way the movie he was all blue, so maybe that's what they were trying to go for. I don't know. So that's Electro. And we got Elektra. Don't be surprised if we see her come out at the same time as Daredevil, since she's linked to Daredevil in the comics. And she's going to have probably a skill category. Very kind of like a ninja. A lot of karate moves, so we might see her kind of look like a female version of Power Fist with the karate in that. So that's Elektra. What else we got here? Iron Man Superior. Now that guy, some guys when it was shown were mistaking him for War Machine. Now this isn't War Machine. This is still Tony Stark, but he in the comics, I don't know exactly what come about to get this. He turns into kind of a bad guy. And this costume isn't actually armor plates; it's a liquid metal that is kind of like the liquid metal of the Terminator, or like almost like Venom. It kind of covers him in this armor. Now in the text files we saw a listing for War Machine. They might be just kind of calling this War Machine, maybe, because there's a listing for War Machine and in some of the text file where they don't list this Iron Man Superior. I don't imagine they made that mistake, but the War Machine listing, they could be just taking the Iron Man mesh and making it silver, which is basically what War Machine looks like, except for he's got some guns that pop out in that, but they can actually do that fairly quickly with the existing model. But yeah, this guy's pretty cool looking. It's kind of got a kind of Tron glowing effect to the armor. It's another one that I'll be looking forward to playing when he comes out. So that's the Iron Man Superior. What else do we got here? Loki. Not crazy about what he looks like here. He's I don't know, it looks like he's wearing some makeup or something, but he's most of you guys that have watched the movies or read the comics know Loki. He's Thor's brother. He's the bad guy. Even in the render, it's he's kind of funny looking. Clothing isn't too bad. I don't know. Furry collar on his jacket. He's a little bit of a daisy, I think, there. But anyways, that's Loki. He might be interesting to see, but nothing that I'm majorly worried about. Now, Luke Cage. This guy, there's not a lot of excitement going on with his costume. He's just wearing a t-shirt and jeans. But he's going to be one of them nice big tanks. And I've said it in my videos, I love the tanks. They just bully guys. And he's going to be one of them kind of characters, it looks like. If you looked at had to zoom back, he's gonna probably stand about the same height as Colossus, and so he'll be one of them Thor Colossus size guys. Looks like he's gonna be a truck, hopefully run through the little guys. So that's Luke Cage. Now he was in a team for a while with Iron Fist. They used to call him Power Man and Iron Fist. So don't be surprised if Luke Cage and Iron Fist have some synergy going on. Now here's the Maestro. Nice and big. That's the Hulk from the alternate timeline. If you guys have played through in the quest, you've seen him already. He shows up in the act. What was it? Act 3. And he's an alternate timeline Hulk. He's taken over the timeline. He's got Banner's brains. But we're gonna show him off here because some guys haven't seen him yet, and honestly, in the game you don't get this kind of zoom in. They all got this goofy pose. Hero says that now that he's not playing the game as much, he might take some time and pose these guys, but he's pretty cool looking. If we can play him, that's gonna be pretty awesome. That's Maestro. Now this guy is gonna be popular. Magneto. If he comes out in the arena, don't expect him to be an easy get because he's everybody's waiting for the master of magnetism. That's the Magneto. It looks like he's another one that's pretty close to being ready to come out. It's his old school costume. I always look at the meshes and the textures and how they line up. Again, you look at his abdomen here, and you can see that it's not totally lining up. Now that might be just the way it's been extracted, but I wouldn't be surprised if these guys, they just haven't done the final little touch up on them, so maybe he might not be too close. Alright, Magneto. Here's one that it's gonna be neat. It looks like he's gonna be, it showed special moves. I don't know how he's gonna be fighting, but MODOK, I don't remember him in the current comic books, but I remember him when I was a kid. He's a big head with arms and legs, and he's always in this chair. So I don't know if he's going to be floating around in the chair and fighting you, or what the deal is, but he's got some entries in the text files in the move lists, so he's going to either be a boss that we're going to fight, or he's going to be a playable character, and I don't know how that's going to play out. It's going to be interesting to see, though, but he's one of the more detailed models, too. He's pretty cool looking. Good old MODOK. I don't know, if he ever needs to scratch his butt, he's got troubles, this guy. So another one that I'm looking forward to, Moon Knight. I was a big new Moon Knight fan when I had the comic books. Always made sure I bought his comics. He's kind of Marvel's Dark Knight. He was almost like a Batman kind of guy. And he looks pretty cool. This is one of his, I think this is his modern outfit. I remember him always being in all white, but looks like they updated him, gave him kind of a black and white gear here. I can't remember. I don't remember him having a cape either, but I might be wrong. Yeah, that's the Moon Knight. Here's another one that I'm really looking forward to. This is, the mesh is listed as Morales. Now, I believe it was Miles Morales. When Peter Parker can't remember if he, in the comic, if they killed him off or if he just retired. But this young, was either Mexican or he might have been a black kid, took over Spider-Man, and I think it was in the Ultimate Spider-Man series, so they might list him as Ultimate Spider-Man. But he's pretty cool looking. He's got a darker look. Smaller. The mesh is smaller than the other Spider-Man, so he's going to be kind of a teen. Pretty cool looking. It's always nice to see some of these other characters, same characters with different looks coming out. I think that's pretty neat. So that was the Morales Spider-Man. The other one that I wanted to show off, the guys that have been playing since the US release are familiar with Captain Marvel. Now, Captain Marvel in the comics used to be a guy, and I think he died. And Miss Marvel, I think Carol Danvers, maybe Carol something might be, that was her name anyway. She took over Captain Marvel, but she was, before Captain Marvel, she was Miss Marvel. Now the guys that were playing when I started, in the quest, we didn't have that Mohawk Captain Marvel, we had the original Miss Marvel. And this is the model that we had. For some reason, instead of adding Captain Marvel, just like the comics, they took her away and they gave us, or instead of keeping Miss Marvel, adding Captain Marvel, they took away Miss Marvel and they replaced it with Captain Marvel. Well, she's still in there. So I don't know if it's going to be something that they're going to bring back and give us the option of having, but I preferred this version to the funny looking one with the Mohawk. If I remember correctly, the moves are all the same and everything stayed the same. They just replaced her model. So we might see her again yet. Yeah, Red Skull. That's another one that looks like Red Skull's pretty close to being ready to come out. He's going to be pretty neat to have. They gave him a version with this fancy armor here. Yeah, he's gonna be a fun one to play when he comes out. What else? Oh, yeah, this is one that I'm a Guardians of the Galaxy fan. I like the comics. They never got really popular, but the movie they did an awesome job on. And everybody in the forums is, we want Groot, we want Rocket, we want Groot. Well, Groot isn't listed, but there's Rocket. Now, Rocket, he's going to be neat to play because right now we've got, if you look at the Hulk compared to the, like, Spider-Man, Spider-Man's almost waist high. Well, this guy is waist high to, like, let's turn Moon Knight back on. See, if you look, he's waist high to Moon Knight. So if we, well, let's turn on Maestro, because Maestro is the same size as Hulk right now. He's he's below waist high. So you imagine Rocket fighting the Hulk. That's going to be pretty neat. It's a little guy, and if they give him a good enough, I'm pretty sure he's going to have a gun. I don't know how he's going to have his strikes, but he's going to be a neat one to play. And he looks like he's ready to come out too, so we'll see him pretty soon. What else we got here? Did I do Thanos? No, Thanos. You can see Thanos in the quest. He's not too hard to get to. Altron. I did Altron. He's you'll see him pop up in I think Act 2. He makes an appearance. Looks like he's gonna be probably playable. He's gonna be a neat one to play in with the Avengers coming out. Don't be surprised if he comes out around the same time as the Avengers, so they can make the most money off him. And they'll have some gimmick to get your money out of you if you wanna play him. But I think that's pretty much it. I don't think I missed any of them, but if I did, let me know. Like you say, if you take a look at the left side here, these are all the meshes. We didn't bother putting all the skins on them because it's kind of a process, and I don't know how to do that, so I had to get a lot of help with that. But yeah, if we missed anything there, we can do a quick and dirty little mock-up of them. But that's the meshes. Like I say, take a look at the other video if you missed it. We saw some pretty neat stuff in there, and give Hero Sammich a big thumbs up for finding these guys. He's going to keep digging them up for us, and hopefully we see something new on the next update. I know from his first batch that he pulled out, they added that new Spider-Man and Loki. I don't think was listed in the last batch. So if they can keep popping in a couple models every update, we'll maybe have some more to show off for you. Anyways, that's the video. Leave us a comment and like me if you like me, and don't like me if you don't. And we'll see you next time.